Welcome to Black Girls Texting. Tea is steadily spilled in our group chat, and each week we let you in on it. I'm Chels Pinky.
I'm Glenn at Bedside Brat.
And I'm Sade at Black Girls Texting. Welcome to episode 2 of our Wellness Wednesday series. If y'all don't know, we are doing a weekly series with Outdoor Voices, just speaking on the importance of wellness, especially as it relates to Black women and our experiences during these times. If you did not peep episode 1, go back, check it out. But I'm so excited for our guest this week. We are joined by one of my best friends, badass business owner, Cayla Naranjo. And Cayla is the owner of Soltree Alchemy. It's a multi-use healing center and community venue located in Oakland, California. And Cayla's an herbalist, a plant whisperer, a teacher, a holistic healer, a friend, so many things. Welcome, Cayla.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here with you goddesses. Thank you.
Yes, goddesses.
You know it. So Cayla, you know how we get down on the podcast. So in the spirit of the show, we are doing a quick on read or reply, but these are all going to be like wellness themed.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going to say you already know how to play. So
yes, I listen to you guys all the time. So
our first on read or reply, and I'm cracking up because I feel like I know the answer. Essential oils.
Red, hard red.
Wait, that's not the answer that I thought you were going to give at all.
Me neither.
Really? Okay, so Sade knows me really well. Essential oils, I am all about sustainability, and essential oils are just not sustainable at all. Like one drop, you could just Google this, one drop of rose essential oil takes 10 roses or something like that. And then for a whole, or no, I think it's 60 roses. And then for one full bottle is 10,000 roses. So
oh my goodness.
If you think about how much material, like plant material, it takes to make essential oils, it's just horrible. And also, there was this show that was called Unwell on Netflix, and they go into this whole theory. Well, it's not a theory, it's real, that there's like a pyramid scheme with some companies. So, yeah, I rather do infused oils.
Oh, I was going to ask that because I was going to say, like, how often are we actually getting essential oils when we think we're getting them? Like, I buy all my oils from, like, herbalist shops, like, in Brooklyn, and I'm getting, like, tea tree and all these things. You know those places that sell oils that are called, like, Black Woman God, Obama juice or something? Like, those are not, like, essential oils.
Or it's like a real perfume. It's like flower balm.
Exactly.
I don't know what those are made out of, but I know distilled essential oils, the like true essential oils, are typically, they take so much material to make just one drop. And I much rather make an infused oil myself, or just do something like that.
Yeah, that documentary opened my eyes to quite a lot. And then talking with you further, I was like, interesting. The next one, I also already know the answer to, but this will be fun. So traditionally, like BIPOC, BIPOC, wellness practices being taught by non-Black Indigenous POC folks.
What is the answer, Sade?
What do you think? Obvious question.
But I want you to expound because
the hard red.
So like, what do we even think about like Black people teaching yoga? You know?
That's a really good question, because I am currently, like, I feel like I take classes with BIPOC teachers all the time, and it's like I rather give my money and give my reciprocity to BIPOC teachers than white teachers any day. But as far as like Black teachers teaching yoga or teaching, I don't know, a Gurandismo course or something, I would much rather learn from people who it's of their lineage. I don't know. But I also want to put my dollars towards the Black and brown community versus, again, to the white community.
Yeah, that also made me wonder about even partaking in like sacred healing practices as a person who's like not of that tradition, right? So even on that same show, Unwell, there was that whole episode on ayahuasca. I've wanted to try ayahuasca forever, but the show shows how when folks who are not, well, and again, there were some white people that were administering this sacred practice that were not well versed in how it should be like practiced. But there are also like Westerners that were going into these villages and having the practice done from people who know it and took it left and it went crazy, right? I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that, Cayla?
I feel like it all stems back to our ancestors, right? Like, do my ancestors feel aligned with your ancestors? Do my ancestors feel aligned with this teachers? And I feel like as far as an ayahuasca ceremony, I've never done one, but if I did, I would want to make sure that it was in a very safe space. And the way that I would feel that it's safe is the ancestry of the person who's holding space. So if it's a white person, then I'm probably going to be like, what? This has absolutely nothing to do with your roots. So I feel that if I was to go to Peru or wherever they go and do these, I want to make sure that I'm really, again, my reciprocity, my money, my energy is going back to the direct community and not to someone who's bringing Americans into this village. So I just want to, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Totally.
%. This last one is for pure shits and giggles. Yoga with baby goats.
Oh, I'd reply.
Same.
Goats are so cute.
I don't get it. Like, what is the benefit? Why do people do that?
I don't know.
Everyone was like,
No wellness shaming, Glenn.
no, I'm literally just, I'm asking. Maybe there was a tone of skepticism in my voice.
There was a tone.
There was a bit of a tone, but I see like the goats that climb on people's backs. I'm wondering if that's a good feeling. Like, I don't know.
Honestly, maybe, because I remember when I was little, everyone used to be like, "Walk on my back." It was like a thing.
So like, make you walk on their backs. I had to walk on everybody's back.
Yeah, same.
All the time.
I still walk on people's backs.
Oh, I would have you walk on my back, Cayla. You're like the right size.
Yeah, I think if the goats are having a good time, and it usually seems like they're happy goats, then why not? But if they were like harmed or being held captive in like a really messed up way, then no. But I would do it. I would let a goat hang out with me and be on my back and stuff.
I don't know about that, but it looks like it's fun for others. You know me and the animals. I'm like, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah.
For others.
Stay over there. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm ready to get into it because I have a lot of questions for you. But first and foremost, I would just love you to share more about Sultry and like the work that you do so people can kind of get a feel for who is Miss Cayla Naranjo.
Thank you, Sade. So I am the co-owner of Soltree Alchemy, which there's so much that we do. There's so much magic and healing in these walls and in outside of these walls. And I say co-owner because I have to shout out my partner in expansion, my partner in love and peace, Empress Chungji. And what we do, so when I say we, it's me and Empress, and Sultry is an entity of itself because I'm saying when one, it's like its own entity because it's a business, but also it just pulls in people from our neighborhood, people who are interested in wellness. We provide wellness opportunities for everyone. So we have an abundance of love to give to folks, and that means the homeless people in the street to people who want to tap in with herbal medicine and already know some and want to just go deeper. I'm an herbalist. I have been practicing herbalism for 8 years, I want to say, 8+ years, making my own medicine, leading plant walks, teaching classes inside the space and outside at music festivals. But inside of this space, there's yoga teachers that come by. There are Tai Chi classes, or I guess there were, because COVID kind of, I don't know what that's going to look like with having classes in here again. But we did do an outdoor wellness event last month where it was completely free, funded by the neighborhood organization. And there was free yoga classes, free Tai Chi, there was free food. It was amazing. So yeah, and I'm trying to think. So now since COVID, we've been really focused on bringing things out of the space. So we've currently started a 3-day juice cleanse. And it's been so amazing. If you know anything about the Bay right now, is that we're going through a lot of fires all around us. So we really encourage folks to take this time to detox. And our juice cleanse is amazing. It comes with 9 juices, 3 shots, 3 teas. Yeah, it's super dope. And we also, I'm sorry, there's just so much that we do. But we also have been hosting free produce markets every Sunday. So every Sunday, people come and pick up free organic produce. So that's in a nutshell, but there's still so much.
That's so bomb. Cayla, are people who are not on the West Coast able to get the juice cleanse? Because I would love to do that.
We're trying to figure out how that's going to look. My mom lives in Florida, so I'm just like trying to work with her to see if we could send it to her. But we can try with you guys too.
Send your girl some juices.
We just want to make sure we're sending you juices that aren't spoiled.
Facts.
That is not wellness, a spoiled juice.
Oh my gosh. So Cayla, I've known you for forever. You've always been just like a happy, loving person. But like, what really got you started in like herbal medicine, plant work, and like giving back to the community?
So my first experience with plant medicine was with essential oils. So when I was a kid, and even still now, I have like congestion issues. My mom used to make me do these like herbal steam baths, and I would just inhale. I would be under a bowl of boiling hot water with a towel over my head, just breathing in eucalyptus and cedarwood. And that was my first time really seeing that plants have other uses other than just the aesthetic look of them. So it started with that. And then I just continued taking herbal classes, going to herbal conferences when I was in college, making my own medicine. I've learned from so many different kinds of teachers, online classes, in-person workshops. And I noticed that a lot of the times the space was led, or 90% of the people in the same classes as me were white. And I wanted to create, I know that there are Black and Latina and just so many other cultures that have information to share. So with Sultry, I made it a priority to predominantly, if not only, have POC teachers. And it's been mostly BIPOC teachers, so Black, Indigenous, people of color. And and this space has really held this integrity. It's really been bringing in these healers and teachers that are sharing of their lineage, or sharing what I was learning from white folks, but it's from like a more, I was gonna say more cultured, but I feel like that's fucked up. I don't know how to say it. You know what I mean?
Soul type of thing, different kind of spirit.
It's just like more connection. Like I feel like I can connect with that person more, and I can, me as a teacher, I'll have us like dancing in class after taking aphrodisiacs, and that's not something I had experienced before.
Yeah, I was shocked when you said that the classes were filled with white people, because herbs and all these natural remedies is something that's so entrenched. I know in West Indian culture, like anytime someone is sick, there's a tea, there's an herb. Sometimes it's gross, and my mom would just be like, just drink it, and here's some orange juice that comes after. But it's like very much in our culture, so that's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I visit my grandpa in the Dominican Republic and I see the plants he has growing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, these are medicinal plants. And I don't think he's growing them as medicine, but just because that's what they grow out there. And a lot of the times, the plants that I connect deeply with are the plants that are growing in the Caribbean. And I had no idea, but they're the ones that show up for me in my body.
That's so cool. That's that ancestral stuff you were talking about earlier.
Yeah. And I feel like sometimes, people now, they're taking herbs as like a medicine, but growing up, it was just kind of like a part of your routine. So you didn't have to be sick to take an herb, but like, or to have a tea, but it was just like, okay, every so often you do a little cleanse. Every so often you do, my mom would call it like a washout, a purge, all these things you just do. Not necessarily because you're sick.
Yeah, it's literally like entrenched in us. Like even thinking about, for me, like spiritually, my religious background is in like Nigerian heritage. I call it so many different things, but when you're doing like prayer, you pray with plants or you pray on plants, and then you'll kind of like take the plant and make a bath water out of it, and like people will like people be like, oh girl, you need to take a cleansing bath, and it'll be like water with herbs that like tons of people have prayed on, and it is supposed to just like carry this ability to kind of like cleanse you of whatever you're going through, not necessarily like internal, you're not like drinking it, but you just like will bathe in this plant blessed water. And it's like plants are so important.
Yeah, it's like a connectivity to earth, right?
Yeah. I will say though, like although it's becoming like kind of normalized, maybe whitewashed, maybe whatever other words you want to use, I think there was a period of time where it was looked at as like scary or like devilish, but like now it's more, celebrated and people are embracing it more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like this medicine, this knowledge is running through our blood. It's inside of us. I can't tell you how many times I've led meditations with plants, and people don't know anything about the plant, but they feel the way it's moving in their body. They're like, well, I felt it go to my heart, or I felt it rush through my limbs. And it's like, and that's what the plant is doing. And they have never heard of this plant before, but the plant just speaks through us because that knowledge is already in our spirits, already in our blood.
I wonder if there's like, is there like a starter herb kit? Like, are there certain herbs that everyone should just, maybe start taking as a tea or however, tincture?
The first plant that comes to mind is lemon balm. Lemon balm is very safe to take, and it's just a very light-bearing plant. it balances anxiety, it balances, like it brings us out of depression. So when you think of like the morning sun, the way that the morning sun shines, that's how it feels when you're ingesting lemon balm. So if there's one plant that's one of my favorite plants, is one of my plant allies, is lemon balm. As far as like a starter kit, I think everyone's different. Like, you know, whatever your parents were giving to you or your family was giving to you, that's a great place to start. My grandma used to give me lemon, ginger teas all the time. And even simple as that, that's a great place to start, because ginger has a spirit, lemon has a spirit, the water has a spirit. So that's like another way to tap into, if you want to get into like, you know, the spiritual uses of plants, because that is healing within itself. But then as far as like the physical, of course it's doing something amazing for you.
I wanted to ask everyone, like, to your point, Chelsea, like, how do people feel about natural medicines? And just like the way I think now, especially, there's a lot of weariness around, I think, some Western medicines, and people are trying to do things in a more natural way. So what do y'all think?
I'm very here for it, of course. I mean, I'm like thinking about how much I want to expose myself here, but I'm not opposed to like certain prescription medications that might help me focus, or certain things like that, right? But I wonder if you, even in this moment, Cayla, you could recommend some like alternatives for like a person that might be on a deadline, that needs to like hanker down and get focused and want to do it in a natural way.
Oh yeah. So one, of course, doctors are going to tell you to take prescription drugs, or they're going to be like, they're profiting off of it. When a lot of the prescription drugs are made from plants, they're like just a super concentrated form of a plant. So as far as having like mental clarity and focus, I highly recommend rosemary and ginkgo. The only thing I say about those two plants is that they thin the blood, so it just kind of allows you to like have more energy. So it's maybe not something that would be really good to take at night, unless, I mean, you have that deadline and you have to have that energy and stay alert. Another thing is like peppermint. I used to rub peppermint oil on my body when I woke up, just to be awake and be alert. So instead of drinking a coffee, I would just rub peppermint infused oil. So peppermint that was infused in, it could be grapeseed oil, or even olive oil. Honestly, like olive oil has a smell, so you could probably smell olive oil, but grapeseed oil is great. Jojoba oil, almond oil, those ones that don't really have much of a scent, but you know, like, yeah. So I would say those plants: peppermint, rosemary, and ginkgo. Ginkgo is really good for your brain.
I remember ginkgo. Every time I would forget stuff when I was little, my mom would be like, "You need some ginkgo biloba or something." So, ginkgo.
Yeah.
Ugh, I love it. I feel like you have such a wealth of knowledge around so many plants. It blows my mind how you do it all. Is there like I guess there's so many different ways people can kind of incorporate plants into their wellness routines. We've talked about like teas and tinctures and oils. Anything else you would recommend?
Yeah, okay, so we spoke about teas, tinctures, oils, and with the oils, you can make balms. I also really love using suppositories. That's that's like a whole nother lane. That's like vaginal and even GI health. I have some suppositories that I made with cocoa butter and pure cocoa butter. I have to like say that. Pure cocoa butter with yarrow, lavender, and yarrow. And whenever I feel any imbalance, I put one inside, and seriously, the next day I feel amazing. I also, as simple as connecting with the plants that are around you. I grew up in New York City, and I remember still falling in love with all the trees and being amazed by all of the medicine that grows within the cracks. There will be yarrow, mugwort, cleavers, all these really rich medicines just around. And I mean, I wouldn't make medicine with them, but just knowing that they're there is still a beautiful connection to make.
Wow, you said medicine growing through the cracks. That was a poem. I'm really shook. But I'm also thinking about how much like plants have been keeping people company during this time of lockdown and quarantine. I mean, people are filling their homes with plants. They're talking to them. They're giving them names, and I don't know. They're really like getting into tending to them and recognizing that they're like living, breathing beings in a way. And I think it really speaks to that power. That's beautiful.
I'm curious if y'all are connected to any specific plant, or if there's one, or even a plant, a stone, just something that's non-human that you strongly connect with. It could be an element, or because all of this is holistic health, right?
I love this question.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I would say water. I know that's not a plant, but like water, it's essential for life. You use it every single day. I don't know. I feel like water is really important. And when I, take a warm shower or take a warm bath, or I'm even in a body of water, like a natural body of water, an ocean, I just feel so good. I have my jug, second one of the day, but yeah, I love water.
Yeah, water is such a blessing for us to have. It's who we are. We are water. And that's why we do these juice cleanses on the full and new moons, because our body is also connected to the moon because it's water. So it's a great way to do a liquid cleanse, because we're working with the liquids in our bodies with the moon and the magic of the moon.
Damn, that's beautiful. So connected. I guess I've always had a thing for sunflowers, and in general, like wildflowers. I think wildflowers are so dope, that they just grow anywhere and wildly tangled, but are like so beautiful. Like give me a bouquet of wildflowers before you give me like some long stem roses.
Loaded.
I feel like I need to get way more connected with plants. A plant I love, a flower I love, are birds of paradise, because it's my mom's favorite. But overall, again, like spiritually, all the elements are so important. So like we're always working with like water, fire, like the actual kind of like, I don't know how to explain this, but they're kind of like stones that you like work with that kind of represent the deities. So like everything is like earth related, and I don't even realize how much like we rely on these elements. But I love rain. I love the rain. The rain don't love my hair, but I love the rain. Like, and those times where it just like smells really good and it just feels so good. I was recently, I was in Mexico like a million times, but I was in Mexico a month ago, and we went to this waterfall, and it was freezing. I thought I was going to hate it, but I just like went in and just like went for it. And like you said, Chelsea, you just feel so connected to the water. And then as we were leaving, we all got in the back of this guy's pickup truck, and we're driving back, and it started pouring rain. And like normally you would be like, oh, I'm like getting soaked, but we all just like sat in the rain and sang, and it was like so amazing. It felt so good. It was one of those moments as like a city kid, I was like, oh wow, okay, this is why people live in the woods, because like this is not it in concrete jungle. It just doesn't feel the same. And I'm realizing that you really have to take those moments and like disconnect and be in nature for like a recharge. It's like so important.
Yeah, Sade, I had a recent experience similar to that. I went upstate last weekend, Rhinebeck, New York, and we were all out by the bonfire, and then there was a jacuzzi. So we're in the jacuzzi, and we all just like look up, and the moon was just like so bright. It looked like it was like a literal, like natural lamp. And then when you looked around, there were just so many stars, and I was just like, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy that this is just the sky right now. Like, it looks like a painting or something, and it's just real.
And it exists. Yeah, I've seen stars like that before, and it makes me feel like I'm in like a dome. Like when you see the sky in a certain way, it's almost, I don't know, this might sound crazy, but like you have this different kind of like understanding of being like on a planet, I guess. I was talking to some friends about this the other day, the eclipse like 2 years ago. It gave me this like real sense of being like, oh my God, I'm alive. I don't know, when you like tap into nature in a way, everything feels like a lot bigger.
I was gonna say, I was like, I felt small, but not like in a, I feel small way, but like, whoa, the world is just so big, and this is just one planet, It was very cool.
Exactly, yes.
Mm-hmm. I used to teach watershed classes with kids, and for them to know, like for the kids in Oakland to realize that the watershed that they're on is connected to the Pacific Ocean, that it's all flowing out to the Pacific Ocean, would just blow their mind. And then they just cared more about conserving that water, so much more, because even the water that we get from our faucets, we have to honor that water and bless that water too. The water that we use in the shower, I do a lot of shower rituals where I'm just like, washing away whatever it is that I don't want anymore, and making space for what I do want to include in my life. So when you are even at home in New York City, you could be talking to your water before drinking it, thanking it, saying what you want to put into your body, and then sip it. And then that's like a living affirmation that's going to just be flowing through you forever.
Oh my goodness.
Living affirmation.
Yeah. You with the wellness lingo.
I love it.
It's so trippy to me though, because I also have a deep fear of water. Like I can't swim. I'm extremely uncomfortable in like large bodies of water. But it's also like very humbling to be like not afraid of, but like to be, I guess, humbled by forces of nature, I guess, like to recognize their power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you do not have the control.
Totally.
But you should learn how to swim, Glenn.
I know. I'm gonna do it eventually.
Wait, I have a question, because I feel like it's kind of related when you think of like the earth, and I'm not sure, but are you leaving Zodiac on Read or Reply?
Oh, I'm replying to Zodiac. Oh yeah. I'm a Libra. My birthday's on Sunday. I'm so excited. And I feel like a Libra. I'm very connected with air element, with fire element, because my moon's in Aries, rising in Aries. So I deeply believe in astrology. While I was watching the debate, I was like looking up Kamala and Pence's astrology, and I was like, this makes so much sense why they're talking like this, and like their Mercury and Mars.
Wait, what is your sign?
So Pence is a double Gemini. This is why he was just talking, right? And Kamala, so he's a moon and rising in, or moon and sun in Gemini. Kamala is a Libra sun, Aries moon, just like me actually. And that makes sense why she was like in the courts and, all about justice and balance. I mean, I don't really know too much about her, but from what I saw, and both of their Mercuries were in Aries, so just lots of fire. And yeah, because Mercury is the planet of communication, and Mars is the planet of aggression. So I was just really interested in where they were with their astrology.
This is my astrology partner in crime, and we also have a series called Twisted Tarot, where we will have a
I
glass
miss you, Sade.
of wine, and then we start to pull the cards.
That's gonna be a thing. That could be a night at Sultry.
Do you have cards now? Can we pull some?
I don't have them on me. Like, I would have to go and find them, but yeah, we can definitely do that sometime. I really miss Twisted Tarot. I never see Sade cry until we're pulling these cards and we're drunk, and then she's like, my life. Let me text this person.
No, but the Twisted Tarot gets you. It's one of my favorite activities. We'll have to bring it back on Zoom.
So tarot and astrology and just crystals and plant spirit work, it's really a tool of divination for yourself. It's a good way, it's a tool of divination, but it's also a good self-reflection tool. So even if it's they're just cards or whatever, it's also a good way to go inside and see what's coming up for you, because you never know.
Big facts. So Kayla, we've talked about a lot. I would just love to know, I was going to ask you what your wellness practices are, but you've named a lot. I'm curious to know if there's anything new that you've added to your routine due to the Rona, or just something new that you've learned that you want to share.
Oh, yes. I've been doing this amazing Kundalini practice every morning. It's called Prosperity Portal by Solistic Wellness, Solistic like the soul. That's her Instagram. And it's a daily meditation movement. Kundalini, do you guys know what Kundalini is? Or I'm not sure.
I've heard it. Like breathing?
Yeah.
I think we did Kundalini with the Brujas.
The Brujas of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Kundalini is a Hindu practice where, or a Hindu philosophy, and it's said that there's a snake, a serpent at your root, and then when you do these breath movements and movements and all these things, it awakens the snake, and you just kind of allow movement in your body. So I do it every morning. It was an 11-day portal course, and then she kept the Zoom recordings up, so I just am starting it all over again because I just loved it so much. And it's just a really sexy way to allow movement in my body. It's just we're breathing, and there's fire movements, and it just I love that energy. So I've been doing that, and just preventing stagnation is one of the best things that you can do for yourself. Whether that is doing cardio, massage, sex, anything is really that allows movement in your body is wonderful. So I have to say that that's the newest thing that I've been incorporating into my daily practice.
Yeah, you mentioned sex. So I just have a quick question there for the above 18.
I'm mad that you spelled it out, but okay.
Talking about above 18, but spells it out.
It's so weird about talking about this, but I was listening to a podcast. A friend of our show, Mandy, she has a podcast called Period Sis, and they were talking about tinctures that you can take for natural aphrodisiac, to heighten the libido, for extra lubrication. Do you have any advice there?
Yeah, I have lots of advice. I could teach a whole class on it because there's so many plants that work for different people, different sexes. I would say one of my favorite plants to work with is actually, oh man, I was gonna say one, but then another one popped in. I'll just go for it. So definitely Damiana
I was
is
gonna say Damiana.
yeah,
Love
it's
Damiana.
it's such a sexy plant, and it's really any plants that are boosting your libido is also encouraging good health in your reproductive organs. So Damiana is such a juicy plant, but I also want to honor that it is over harvested. It's a Mexican plant. It is over harvested. So if you are getting it, just like check where it's coming from. I think it's considered an endangered plant. So Damiana, amazing. But also, I really love cinnamon. I feel like cinnamon, it moves blood in your body. It's a very warming plant. So it allows just that love and that juiciness to just flow throughout everywhere. And cacao. I mean, I can seriously go
You hear
on.
about maca root
Passion
as
flower.
well?
Maca root too. Maca root is an amazing adaptogen. So I love plants that have multiple uses, or I mean, a lot of them do, but maca and passion flower like reduce stress and allows you to really be present in the moment. So yeah, maca is amazing, and it's really good for your hormones, hormone levels. It's good to take just all the time. Yeah.
I remember when we were younger, I was like super skinny and I was trying to get thick, and all the girls my age were taking maca root. Did you guys hear about that?
No. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've heard about maca root making your boobs bigger.
Okay, I heard that it makes you thick.
Wait, when we were kids, people were taking, like when we were like in high school?
Yeah, high school.
Maca? No, I never heard that. Interesting.
Yeah, it was a thing.
I've never heard that. Maybe I should be making more maca. I want to get there.
What are y'all doing? Oh my gosh. Well, Kayla, we could obviously talk to you all day, all night. We have to have you come on the pod because, like, what? How's that not happen? And anything you want to plug that people should know? Where can they find you? Where can they support you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like before I go, I definitely want to say that wellness is more than mind, body, spirit. It's more than crystals. It's more than drinking smoothies and doing yoga. Holistic healing incorporates resilience and relationships, community, and that's what we do at Sultry. Is we are providing healthier people in our community, because West Oakland is a food desert. West Oakland can have so much more love, and that's what we do. Is we give out free vegetables. We give out I can't stress to you how much love we have for everyone who comes by here, because like we don't just see crystals and people just like, you know, wearing all the things and be like, oh, they must be well, because wellness is you know, being able to bounce back. If you have a broken heart, if you have a broken bone, knowing that there are people that are going to support you, know that you could support yourself. I can just go on about this, like even just the relationship to yourself. Like someone could, you know, have a broken heart and still be unconditionally in love with themselves. And that's so beautiful. That's wellness to me. And that's what we encourage here. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. And then also, like, if you're interested in learning from me, you can follow Soltree Alchemy, which is at Soltree, but S-O-L, like the sun in Spanish, tree, like the trees that we see outside, Soltree_alchemy. And my personal page is at BB, the two letters B, .conejita, which is bunny in Spanish. And I'll be teaching a class on herbs for immunity on October 21st. It's a Wednesday at 5 p.m. PST, which is 8 o'clock your guys' time, right? And I just want to say that immunity, this is a perfect time. It's about to be winter, and with COVID and everything, it's really important to take care of your bodies and also have strong boundaries. When we take care of our immune system, we're also taking care of our immunity, which is not letting shit penetrate us that we don't want, that those negative vibes, those like haters, whatever, we're just shutting that all out. So even though this is going to be a class specifically about your immune system, just know that it's way more than that. I hope I plugged everything that I was that I meant to.
Yes, that's amazing. And as always, thank you for just, you're such a gem. You're such a gem.
Yeah.
Write a book,
So
Kayla.
good. Yeah.
I'm feeling like I seriously, throughout this and while I was like getting ready for this, I was just like, wow, I really should just like write this all down. Yeah, because like I was saying, like with wellness, it's like what your essence is. It's like so much deeper than the facade, because there are so many people who preach wellness, and when you get to their essence, you're like, oh, you're actually not well. So so it's really important to know who you're learning from, and yeah, make sure that they're authentically showing themselves.
And on that note, ladies, that wraps up another Wellness Wednesday in the books. Know who you're getting your wellness from, because they could be not well.
Yes, and we will be back every Wednesday. If you want to find our page and our platform, we are Black Girls Texting at Black Girls Texting. So thanks for joining us.
Bye, y'all. Be well.
Be well. See you next Wednesday.